Most playing episode of the Death Fresh Show I've ever seen.
Because we are not going live.
Oh. That's cool.
We're just going to upload it.
And then you gotta set the.
You got a whole mic in the way.
Dog, I just want you to know, Tori, this thing that they're going to do Saturday is going to be chaotic.
I'm sure.
You look like you with the shits.
Just don't sit there.
You just gonna sit there and let it be.
What was going on Saturday?
The Ruffle Feathers podcast is putting on.
Recording?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so what's going on Saturday?
So the Ruffle Feathers podcast is putting on kind of like a Battle of the Sexes live show at Glory Days
With this nigga?
and he's one of the representative of the male demographics.
You got to be shitting me.
Nope. But with that being said, people, welcome to another edition of the Death Fresh Show. It is I, Mr. Tone Deaf. We back in the building. Immediately to my right is my partner in crime, Mr. Young Fresh, and we are joined by a special guest.
Is it really special?
Actually, this man is special. He has been here damn near since day one of the podcasting world. He is one half of the drunkest drunken partners I have ever seen in my life. Former 2K tag team champion, 17-time intercontinental champion.
What the fucking?
Undefeated in any type of scramble for the title matches. The founder and creator of the Real Bar Talk, Mr. Toriano D. Carson, Esquire. Can we get a round of applause?
I ain't got no buttons. I
You
can't
can
get
see
I got no buttons today.
What up, though, everybody?
I was going
My mic on?
Yeah, your mic is on.
Oh,
Bro,
It's turned down loud here.
okay.
no, fuck that. Where the fuck you get these stats from?
Oh, so you wasn't part of our world back then.
This is 17 times. That's nuts.
Whooped ass. And
Yeah.
also got whooped.
Yeah, I
Right.
was gonna say,
Just to know he lost 18.
like you wanted 17. That makes you a 16-time loser, my friend.
18 times because he lost it one last time.
It's terrible.
Yes,
Is
but
this like video game stats?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is when we used
Beating
to
up
play
on
So we back when we was playing
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
It wasn't even
When
SmackDown. versus
SmackDown
Raw.
first came out with the 4 players, so you had to get the adjustable thing. to
Ah,
get
the
4
little
controllers.
train. I
Yeah.
remember that.
In order for us to have 6, yeah, it used to go down in the basement.
There used to be 6 of us all playing game.
That's-
Some of the longest ladder matches you ever, like TLC and
Big facts.
triple threat tag team matches.
One time a TLC match went for 90 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and deals had to be struck in order for the match to end.
Bro, like, no one has that much power. As like, once you dead, you dead.
No, you wouldn't stay dead. It was something about the game that,
See,
like,
it's
That had
like
to be a glitch.
no, it wasn't a glitch.
No, it
it was
wasn't a glitch.
actually it was so much chaos going on because if you break it down to a TLC match,
Right.
there's so many moving parts
This is true.
that everybody could be laid out, but the first person that was laid out is now getting back up.
That's true.
So by the time you get to climbing the ladder, the first person that was laid out is already back up. If he just stalls you for 1 second, somebody else is getting back up.
right,
Pretty soon you're back at ground zero.
ground zero.
That's a fact.
So we had to strike.
Yeah, I can
deals.
see how that could be a long.
Or
ass
if you
match.
knew you was getting ready to get taken out, you take the ref out first, then you let them take you out.
Dog, you don't understand how many times we killed the ref. It was one time we killed the ref. The ref never got back up for the whole match.
Just hella ref bumps.
Just down. But the funniest thing about this nigga, the reason why I brung up the stats, was when we started incorporating created wrestlers. Tori decides to make his own version of Mr. America, right? Took Hogan's body shape, painted it completely blue, and gave him Undertaker's complete moveset. No change, no nothing.
Except for
No,
the finish.
except for the finisher. He gives him Earthquake's finisher. Full animation. Now, because we were really into this, right? We decided to have a retirement match. Tori loses the retirement match.
So they got to delete his creative player.
Character had to be deleted off the card. He was no longer part of no longer part of the rotation of characters you can choose.
All right, so he got fired.
Yeah, he got fired. Okay. So Tori found a random character I created, made Money Mike. Was bored one day, made him. Tori was really good with him. So one day, Tori decides to announce Money Mike's tag team partner. We was like, okay, cool. Let's see what this new character Tori came up with. Tori re-uploaded the same character, but painted him red.
What the? I mean, technically, that's
It's
a
a
change.
new character.
It's a new character.
It's a new character.
Did you give him a different name?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the original character name was Nitro. Guess what his new character name was?
Damn, I forgot.
I remember.
What?
Red Tro.
Oh yeah.
You know what, dog? You are the one. See,
Dog, they was pissed. Like, you can't do that. Like, it's a new character.
It's a new character.
No, I don't know what to tell you. I'll make it rules.
But that's not why we're here today, though. That was a nice scroll down memory lane.
That is fucking hilarious.
The reason why we're scrolling down, memory lane, because recently in the movie world, fans of DC just went down memory lane once again by the re-release of the Justice League movie, specifically the Snyder Cut.
Memory lane. I'm
gonna let you know this right now, people. Just go ahead and just take a half day at work, because that's what it's gonna take for you to finish this movie. It's just 4 hours long. Juan, did you get a chance to watch it?
I did. I wish that I'd have known you could watch that motherfucker in sections.
Could you?
Yeah, it's broken down into parts.
It is.
My dumb ass
on the HBO app, it stops. I think after every hour.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I literally watched it all the way through.
I watched it I watched it all the way through. The people was like,
"Well, I did take a break."
Nah,
because once I got to part 6, I was like, "Lord have mercy."
Nah, I was already 2.5 hours in before I even realized what time it was.
Like, I was watching it, and you know how you feel like you should be at the end of something.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, this part, we are at the end, and then all of a sudden the screen got red and motherfuckers is in the middle of a field hiding from someone.
Oh, the epilogue.
The epilogue.
I was like, wait, this is not over?
Well, because DC did not want to directly copy Marvel and put it at the end of the credits. So they put it at the end of the actual movie and then gave you the credits. So if Snyder got his way, every movie would have this small little 10-minute cut at the end of it, that if you watch all 6 of the movies in his series, it'd be a mini movie that would lead to his final movie. So instead of getting a 3-hour movie, you would get a 2, because hour 1 of the movie has been the 10 minutes from all the movies.
Then I saw Joker. And I was like, nah, I know I could be high, but I ain't seen this motherfucker all movie, dog. Like, I know I'm not tripping. And then he just chilling.
Giving a hell of an epilogue.
So where the fuck Joker come from?
Got this monologue for days.
Was that Deathstroke?
I hate Leto.
Yeah, that was Deathstroke.
What does everybody beef with Leto, man? What's your smoke? Why you hate
I just don't like him as the Joker.
Oh, okay.
And now he's obviously too thirsty to play the Joker, because he's tweeted talking crazy about Phoenix when he had the Joker movie, and he's tweeted how he wanted to be another Joker and begged and did this part for free. So they really couldn't turn him down because he offered the services for free.
Right.
And he's just not a good Joker to me. I mean, I get he's a different Joker, but after seeing Phoenix do a Joker after that one,
right,
I'd rather see
it solidified him as being. I think that's his issue is it's one thing to want to be a Joker or be a character. It's another thing to be considered the worst version of it.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you want to redeem yourself somehow. You want to give yourself. I don't think in Suicide Squad he honestly got a fair deal at being Joker, because he was literally. You could have wrote that whole story.
Well, he was only in there less than 5 minutes.
Right, you could have wrote that whole part all the way out. He wasn't in the Harley Quinn movie at all, even though he was constantly brung up. And his role in the actual, what was it, Batman versus Superman? What one was he actually in?
Jared Leto as a Joker?
Yeah.
Just Suicide Squad.
For that 5 minutes.
See, and he never got a fair chance if you think about it.
Well, I understand that, but sometimes you gotta take that snippet and run with it.
Also, maybe there's a
Yeah,
Snyder cut of that too. Who knows?
Well, I don't think
Because
Zack
like his
Snyder
role was
directed
real
that.
small. Now I feel like
Zack
it's supposed to
Snyder
be bigger.
direct Suicide Squad?
That was a Snyder movie.
No,
Yeah,
I everything now is called a Snyder cut now.
Oh, so you just want to see like
Basically, the director cut now was called the Snyder cut.
You want to see direct?
But see, with Justice League, had Snyder not got involved, we would have had that first movie. What Snyder did was basically said if y'all had told a little more of it, it would have been way better. So all he did was added, deleted scenes, and then shot.
He reshot some of it to re-extend it.
To expand. He was like, this story can't be. They tried to condense it into one movie.
Right.
And Snyder basically said you can't do that.
Right.
So you turned out with this bullshit that y'all put out in the theaters. Let me get my shot. Warner Brothers said okay, but after all the arguing and shit, Snyder basically said after this one I'm done. Because it was so much bullshit to go through.
He didn't want to deal with them no more. But when you go back and you look at it, fam, it's a fantastic movie. Yes, it's 4 hours long, but at the end of the day, that was a damn good movie.
But he had to basically show them y'all rushed it. Justice League should have, if y'all wanted to do it, it should have been broke up like Infinity War and Endgame.
It should have.
If that's what y'all wanted to
do.
It
actually could have too.
But they didn't do it that way. They condensed it into one movie. They're like, you're showing us the underboss, Steppenwolf, but y'all should have been really setting up for Darkseid. Nobody saw Darkseid in the first one, and
nope,
we didn't get the backstories to really how everybody truthfully got those mother boxes the way they did.
And the problem was they were trying to emulate Marvel. And that's
they didn't do it right.
And that's what I'm saying. They didn't do it right. They were trying to emulate Marvel. They tried to make the heroes be the heroes. They tried to give too much fanfare, and they didn't even do a good job at that.
Let me just say,
because the whole entire Flash race and Superman, nobody really cares.
No,
but they snuck that in there for no reason. And thinking of what Ray said, Ray Fisher, if you pay attention to the first movie, Cyborg was not developed at all. So for somebody who's a Teen Titans fan or someone who's been keeping tabs of the current Justice League, or hell, even watching the animated series, Cyborg is a very important character now.
But in the Snyder's cut, basically, the movie was about Cyborg.
Which I'm cool with that.
No, I'm just saying, if you look at it, the movie is about Cyborg.
It is.
And they show you exactly how powerful and what he can do.
And the fact that the reason it was good that it's about Cyborg because he's directly connected to the mother box.
Exactly.
I mean, they changed some things in the movie because he was technically created by a father box, but that's a whole nother story to get into. But I like what they did with the point of you gave us under bosses, main bosses, but more importantly, you still left the door open for other movies that can be created. You left the door open for a Flashpoint. You left the door open.
Don't Flashpoint reset the universe?
To a certain extent.
Anything could have left you open for a Flashpoint. I don't think that's a good analogy.
No, I'm just saying, but we know we getting one because of how he knows he has this rule. So he may have even done it once before, for all we know. But
so just the mere fact of them mentioning that he could reset the time.
He can reset the time, puts that thought like, okay, if this shit gets too fucked up, we make our Flashpoint movie. Boom, we can go back to square one. That's what the animated series just did.
Can we just throw DC in the garbage as a whole? At
this
point in time?
Actually, this gave him some kind of life.
Right. For the actual live action movies.
Snyder's really done. Then they're going right back to the toilet. But Flashpoint is going to be tricky because everybody's in Flashpoint Paradox.
That's why you do it last.
You know how many movies you got to come out with? That's down there 20-year project like the
DC
MCU.
If they do it right, DC can condense it quickly.
Because in Flashpoint Paradox, you have to bring in Shazam, you got to bring in Green Lantern, you got to bring in.
You technically snuck a Green Lantern in already.
A Green Lantern, but not the Green Lantern.
You can always.
And we don't have a backstory to the Green Lantern unless They're not using that trash movie with
Oh
Ryan
no,
Reynolds.
they're not.
So now you got to
because they're trying to recast Ryan for a different Green Lantern.
So now you got to re-explain the ring, how the ring got into space, how it found fuck is his name?
You honestly don't have to go too in depth because look at look because look
or
at
you gonna get what you got with Cyborg.
The first one. The second one works.
I know, but if you don't tell the story of Green Lantern, you gonna get what you got
can
with Cyborg.
tell it, but you don't have to go in depth. Look at with Batman. We've heard the Batman story so much that with Ben Affleck, we hear. I'm Batman. You know I'm fucking Batman. Even when they started Man of Steel, they didn't go back to how he got here and Krypton exploded. It was like, nigga, I'm here. I've been here. They gave us 5 minutes of what could have been his back, and then boom, this nigga's already out saving fishermen and shit.
There's a difference there, though. In Man of Steel, it was meant to show you what nobody ever told, what it was like for Superman growing up, not knowing he had these different powers than everybody else. When he started just floating out of nowhere, that was a story they were telling. What it must have been like from an adolescent to adulthood. For him.
True, which works for me. With Green Lantern is you can do it a couple of different ways. You can literally have the core already up and running. You don't even have to do the backstory of Hal Jordan or John Stewart or the two new ones. You can just say, this is the core. We're the Green Lanterns. We're the Guardians of the Universe. Darkseid passed through a particular sector. He destroyed a planet. That Green Lantern went back to Oa, told them they warned Hal. Boom, we here. Good, what, 10-minute interlude.
You still aren't explaining the ring, how the ring found Hal, what Hal was doing before the ring happened. You just basically giving Hal a ring and saying he's a Green Lantern.
Technically, they kind of did. Because when Darkseid was fucking up them in that fight and that ring was floating off, you can pick up from there and literally just take that moment when that ring floated off, have it go all the way back to Oa, get handed to Abin Sur, who Hal ended up getting his ring from. Tell the backstory of the Green Lanterns, have him die.
But that's not going to be 10 minutes. Look at what all you saying to do.
You can do it.
That's a movie.
You can do it quickly. You don't have to go in depth with Hal.
Your problem is you forgetting when that ring floated off, that was 5,000 years before.
True. But what I'm saying is you can do a flip thing. I don't care how you do it because they fucking show when Cyborg had his flash, his memory of what's going to happen when Soup gets woke up, Kilowog was dead. Like Kilowog was the number one Green Lantern. I noticed right away. So they know they're there.
That's fine.
But let's do this. Let's just say we do get a Green Lantern movie. That's one of the movies you have to do. Other characters can slowly come in. We already got a Wonder Woman story. We fucking sick and tired of Batman. Don't ever tell dog story again. You know, you got GL, okay? You got Cyborg. We got enough of Flash.
We got Martian Manhunter now.
We got Manhunter now. That was somebody that the movie introduced that the first one completely wrote out. So all you're adding is what, maybe one or two people?
Nah. If you want to talk about, you made a statement, I think this morning in the group talking about Batman. How Batman was a bitch ass nigga for not, jumping in and helping.
I didn't say anything about Batman.
All right,
you're not wrong.
But think about it like this: we've seen Doomsday, and now we've seen Steppenwolf.
Right.
And Martian Manhunter didn't lift a finger, not one finger, and all the shit was going on Earth, and he was here to see it.
He
had to get involved.
Sometimes you just gotta watch, see what happens.
Sometimes you just gotta, let shit play out.
And they was getting their ass kicked by Steppenwolf.
Yeah, I like this Steppenwolf better.
Yeah,
one, the look was better. Two, he wasn't a bitch ass nigga. He came through with pain and gain. Okay,
like it's one thing to be there and the fight break out. There's another thing to come from where I'm at. To help you, y'all already getting beat the fuck up. So what happened if you start whooping on my ass? Who gonna help me? Because all you motherfuckers getting faked.
But truth be told, it looked to me like even without Superman, they still possibly could have won that fight.
Against who?
Steppenwolf.
No, he took out all the Amazonians, right?
Yeah, but even without Superman showing up, there was a chance they still could have won it.
They could have definitely won it.
See, they weren't all fighting them head up. Flash was running around trying to gain speed, and Cyborg was trying to break into the mother boxes. It was only two of them that were actually even combating Steppenwolf.
Speaking of that, I'm glad that they at least had Aquaman out here whooping ass because they keep shitting on that nigga, and he's strong as fuck.
They only shit on the cartoon version of Aquaman.
Nah, this one right here, this Jason Momoa version, this nigga crack jokes and beat up bitches. Oh, and feeds the community.
Yes, he does.
Actually, he didn't whip that much ass in that Justice League movie, though.
Not this one.
No, I'm talking about that Justice League movie.
Oh, nah.
Because I think he only fought Steppenwolf and he took out one of them random ant things in the first one.
Yeah.
And this one, he was actually handling
right.
business.
The first one, they just made him, it makes you ask, why'd you bring a water dude to the fight?
Because the only real fight he would have had was a Superman, and Superman was whooping all their ass.
Yeah. Super still whooping their ass.
Small part that not very many people noticed. Once they woke Superman up, I like what Snyder did. He cut out all the Supermans talking. So, like in the first Justice League, when Superman woke up, he told Batman, "You won't let me live. You won't let me die." And Batman told him the world needs you. And Superman looked back at him and said, "But do they need you?" They cut all that out. And think about it. Why would somebody who woke up dazed and confused be holding a conversation with somebody?
Makes sense. Especially to the point where you got to fight him. Right.
How is it that you see Batman, you're like, oh, I remember you. What? That makes no sense. You don't remember shit else, but you remember this dude.
They were on the same side when he died anyway, at that point. So to still have beef with him didn't make no sense.
Right. But you remember who he is.
Right.
But I like it. Snyder was like, dude, if he don't remember nothing, he don't remember nothing. And, so cut out the talking.
And I like the fact that they did not make Lois Lane be the backup plan. She just happened to be in the park
like
at the time it happened.
He had Alfred pull her around.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was always Lois. No, it wasn't.
Overall, what would you rate Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League?
Compared to the first one or overall movie?
Let's do overall first.
Overall movie.
Out of a 10, I'd probably give it an 8.
What about you, Tom?
I would give it a 7.5 because I want to give it an 8, but it loses a half a point for being 4 hours long.
Well,
yeah, that's what kept it from being a 9 for me.
Yeah, because
he wanted to get his vision across.
And I won't make it a 9 because, like he said, Zach said he done. So I kind of feel like Warner Brothers is about to give him whatever he wants.
I said they're gonna drop right off half that company to him because they need this.
Yeah.
Well, Warner Brothers really ain't hurting for nothing because they struck that deal with HBO Max.
True, that's saving them. But
if they want to get like Disney is with Marvel, because Marvel is running Disney right now. As far as
Marvel could put out anything right now, and we're clamoring for more of it. Look at WandaVision when it first dropped. It confused everybody the first 2 episodes, but we were still there because we knew that it had a long game. We didn't know what it was, but we were here for it.
Now look at Bucky and the Winter Soldier. I mean
Bucky and Falcon.
Yeah, Bucky and Falcon.
Yeah,
they started off cracking.
And the thing about it is I actually read the comic.
He's gonna kill his therapist.
No, he's not.
That bitch be asking far too many questions.
I thought he was gonna do it when she kept writing the note.
When you writing the note.
Like,
no, the fact
like
that Bucky went and scooped up old girl, got the cops called on her, and the only thing he said, "I'm trying to atone." Like, dog, trying to amend. Dog, if you are the biggest criminal in the hidden organization and you get caught, and this is the first thing that somebody said to you, man, I'm throwing something at you. I don't care. But no, I read the comics where Sam actually was Captain America and all the problems he was having with it. So I want to see where they go and how close to the story they actually stick to it. It looks like it so far, give or take a couple of things. Like
Kurt Russell's son being Captain America now?
Yeah, they did that in the comic too. With the U.S. agent situation.
Yes, does he have any kind of special powers or anything?
Just an angry dude.
U.S. agent?
Yeah. That's how the season ended and it's a new captain. He's really called U.S. agent in the comics.
Fam, do you realize Sam Wilson tried to get a bank loan for being Falcon? That shit.
Hey, was smiling at his shit. He's like, oh, you recognize me? You recognize? Oh, yeah.
That shit.
I'm not like, well, yeah, you know, I'm an Avenger. Yeah, I don't like to tell people, you know.
I was just like,
But you
tried
telling
to
me
use
you wouldn't do
his
that
clout.
one?
He still said deny.
Right.
But you telling me you wouldn't do that?
He thought somebody knew his ass.
Oh, he hit that step, denied.
So then after the nigga
He
denied
got
him,
denied because he ain't got no real income.
after he denied him, he was like, hey, yo, can I still get that picture?
Yes.
Like, fam, how?
I don't know how the Avengers work. Tony was bankrolling everything.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that shit made me think, like, you a superhero, and this is like the greatest job in the world, but technically you broke. Like, because who pays you?
That's why if you pay attention, every single superhero clique has one rich nigga in it.
Yeah, somebody got to have the money.
Somebody got to bankroll it.
Being a superhero.
Because look at DC.
Cheap.
If Bruce wasn't bankrolling, Oliver was. Then you got Tony when it came to the Avengers. That's why Tony was always in the Avengers.
Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't him, then it could have been T'Challa.
Yeah, T'Challa took over.
So they only let Tony play because he had money?
Tony put it together. If you really pay attention, Tony put the Avengers together.
I have to beg to differ.
When it originally started, Tony was an Avenger. Cap got found by luck.
No. Sam Jackson put the Avengers together because he found Tony to put that team together. Remember, this all started at the end of what you call a Hulk movie.
True.
Ed Norton's Hulk movie when he showed up down in New Mexico. Him and Tony showed up down in New Mexico and started talking about it.
Okay, I give you that. It's technically
So
Sam,
Shield,
but let's keep it a buck. Fury knew we need Tony's money.
I'm not wrong.
He went to the money first.
You're right. Say not the super
I think
strong.
he went to the technology first because remember he was bankrolled by the government
Only so
before
much.
he got before he got ostracized.
But the government would only cover so much. You got to think about it. At the end of the day, superheroes fuck shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And the government is not going to pay for all that destruction. But if you have a nigga with money already in the organization who can cover the expenses, then we can keep this little soiree going.
Imagine if there were superheroes in real life. Then
They would be like Homelander.
I'm just saying, like, so you get like you save the world.
Mm-hmm.
You level fucking buildings to destroy bad guys. And then regular people like us gotta pick all this shit up.
You know that was the premise.
I would be so fucking upset.
But that was the premise
That
of
was
Batman
my
versus
job.
Superman. That was the storyline they used that made Bruce want to take down Soup.
Could you imagine a phone call at 3:00 in the morning talking about, yeah, bro, we gotta go pick this building up? Like, pick a bitch. What? I'm not doing shit.
If
Now,
you have
I
a
never-
superhero in your city, you have to get superhero insurance.
But my only thing, Juan, is you got all these niggas with these metahuman powers. Why not have them put the buildings back together? Somebody like Flash and Scarlet Witch and all these motherfuckers
They call it
super
regular.
strong, that are super fast, that could probably construct these buildings within a week to their normal form.
I would expect that's what they do during their off day. Because you're not going to sit here and tell me they fight crime every single day.
No,
They don't.
You just got a team of regular niggas getting
No,
paid.
you got niggas like Thor that come down here, destroy New York,
And go
then
home.
Go back to Asgard.
Go home.
You got regular niggas making $12.25, putting a building back together.
But at the same time, let's say you do hire Scarlet Witch to put this shit back together. Look at all of these people who ain't got no jobs now. Like, either way it goes is a fucked up situation.
She might drop that motherfucker.
What about the bodies that
COVID.
died in the building you just got done fighting in? They didn't have time to evacuate the building while Soup is beating Doomsday through a building.
Well, look.
Nah, the casualties I've always wondered about. Like, how come nobody really, gets into this casualty thing?
Because the casualties got to
millions
be
of people
high.
got to be dying in the crossfires of these fights.
And they be in the major cities in their comics
Bro,
at that.
Soup dude flew through the middle of a building. And it was like he took out a floor and that motherfucker just dropped the level, smashed everybody.
You can't tell me when Hulk and Iron Man got into that big ass fight that there were no casualties with all that shit that happened.
Somebody died.
No, so a whole lot of people died. They picking up cars, throwing. I'm talking about broad daylight. picking up cars, throwing each other into buildings, going through buildings to punch each other, shooting lasers and bombs and all. Nobody got hurt? Come on now. I'm not that stupid, man.
Scarlet Witch.
And that's the beginning of the movie. We ain't even got to the end when they really got to fight.
Scarlet Witch definitely killed them people in that when she took out like the lower half of that.
But
they definitely died.
But that was fucking with her in the movie, in her TV show too, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Going back to the TV
dropped
show,
Sokovia too.
we can't take him to jail.
Bro, he dropped the whole fucking.
We can't take him to jail though.
He dropped like a fucking piece of land.
We can't take him to jail.
Like,
can't take him to jail. Tony can go to jail.
Ultron's a dick.
And at the same time, the president done pardoned them niggas plenty fucking times. There's no way in hell that them niggas did not get at least arrested a few times. Shit, Cap and whatchamacallit was on the run.
Cap broke back into the prison to break his friends out.
Yes.
Which I don't understand. This nigga ain't had no shield, no suit, no nothing. Just came walking up in the secure location prison that was black sided. So how he found it in the first place is beyond me.
Oh, Natasha, you know she can find anything.
Now that you think about that, Cap
Just came walking in there and was like, all right, I'm getting all y'all out of here.
And then flew him to Wakanda. Where'd you get the jet from?
Wakanda, of course.
Oh, so they came and picked him up. Cap a fucking criminal.
How else was he gonna find Wakanda? That's not just a place you can find, my nigga. It ain't on no map. You gotta know about it.
He was there before.
Right. Where he left his buddy Bucky at. With one arm.
Actually,
and they gave him a perm too. Straighten this shit out.
Those little kids.
What we have to believe is that after they got done beating Tony ass and Black Panther didn't help, that after the fight, Black Panther went to them like, hey, y'all cool with me? Come on, hop in my jet, and we're gonna drop Zeno off, and then we gonna get y'all somewhere safe.
The whole time they beating the shit out of Tony, he outside having conversations.
I forgive you for killing my father. Tony down there hollering and screaming.
Help me,
right. Help.
Nigga, help me.
Dog, his suit even told him, look, you cannot fight Cap head up. It's like, you're not gonna win this shit.
Not gonna win. Then you fighting Cap and Bucky.
It's like, okay, analyze his move patterns.
For what?
Well, that helped him.
It did.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because when Cap got on top of him, he's got the raining down punches. He was fucking Tony Mansko.
Tony was
and
good.
then Bucky was about to rip his heart out.
Bucky did not care.
Yeah, bro, that was a little unfair. They had to let that happen like that.
Yeah, they did.
You know what? Now I can understand why Tony was so bitter in that movie. Like when Cap was like, hey, man, we gotta say the words. Like, nigga, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about the rest of this shit. I got my kid. I got Pepper. It's a nice farm we got out here, and you talking about unsnapping some shit. You can go.
That bothered me, dog. This nigga on the farm.
Go to hell.
But if you think about it, I don't think it was the fact of helping people that made Tony.
He didn't want to lose what he had.
No, I'm not talking about the family thing. I understand why he didn't get involved, like Juan said. I understand that part.
Right.
I understand maybe even his art with Captain America. I get that part too. The part that always confused me was, did Tony do it really for the greater good? Or was this just another problem because that's all it's been since the first Iron Man movie. If it's a problem, Tony has to solve it. That's how the whole thing with Ultron happened. He just had to fix the problem.
I'm thinking that.
So now you're trying to fix. He's like, there's a snap. How can I fix this? Not to help everybody, but for his own curiosity. That's how Ultron got the way he did, because Tony was trying to fix some shit that wasn't even broke.
Duh, he was just messing with shit at that point.
Because he had the vision of the world being destroyed. Okay, but
how can I stop it? And it hadn't even happened yet.
It hadn't happened. As a matter of fact, him doing what he did caused more problems than helped anything.
Yeah, Tony might be a fuck up.
No, he just has to solve. He's a problem solver.
Yeah,
because think about it. Nobody has ever figured out.
He's a problem solver.
Yeah, he's a problem solver.
So when there's no problem, does he create the fucking problem so he can solve it?
That's what happened in Ultron. That's what happened in the first Avengers. Actually, everything steamed back to damn near a start. If it wasn't Howard, it was Tony.
Yeah,
all the shit that happened was their fault. Had Howard not been fucking around with that Tesseract, which we found out later in Avengers 1 from Thor, the Tesseract activating it let the universe know that the Earth was ready for a higher form of war. So before that, all the rest of the universe that we never knew existed were more technologically advanced than us. So they basically never even looked at Earth. We were like ants to them. Nobody goes to pick a fight with ants.
I feel like
But once they
that's real.
activated the Tesseract, that let the
That's
rest
what
of the
America be
universe
doing
know.
to people.
No, I feel like the rest of the universe really feel like we ain't shit, which is why don't nobody really come visit us.
It might be. Because like Thor said, like, okay, when y'all activated that Tesseract, y'all just put a bullseye on Earth, which the first person that found out about it, Thanos. Oh, that's where that Infinity Stone is.
How long have
Okay,
my
we'll
nigga
see.
been looking for them stones to be keeping a buck? Because if we've had that one here for at least 50 years,
No, 80.
okay, 80.
And it would probably be over 80. But yeah, we'll go with 80.
But either way it goes, we've had it for almost a damn fucking century.
Mm-hmm.
How long has my guy been looking for these stones?
That's a good
I don't
question.
know. Because you got to think Thor is 5,000 years old.
True, but how?
So
we don't-
Thanos could be as old as Thor.
That's what I'm saying. Like how? Because he's not one of
He's
these guys.
dead now.
Well, is he?
He died in the movie.
Depending on what multiverse you're from, I guess.
Well, then he could come back. Anybody could come back there. You don't want to fuck with the
The
timeline.
comic book, nobody's really dead.
It was
But you know who should be dead? That nigga on wrestling. I watched that clip again too. Like,
What?
New Jack is terrible.
Yeah, that nigga needs to be doing life
He
consecutively.
I don't understand how he never got arrested.
He should have at least 3 to 4 counts.
You watched the Dark Side of the Ring, right?
Of course
Did you
we
see
have.
how he finessed his way
I
out
was the
of
first one to watch it. I told y'all hurry
Yeah,
up
he
and get up
told
and
us.
watch this.
I didn't even know it existed.
Gee, he finessed his way out of jail.
Told him he give him his match or whatever, and then peeled out of town on
They
him.
never seen him again. Why would you stab somebody?
But that wasn't the first time that he did it. Not by far. It wasn't the first.
No,
time.
you have to understand. Like somebody did some. I think somebody said something about the match and how the finish wasn't gonna go. So he decided, okay, well, I'm gonna hurt you during this whole match. Then
Oh, that was the kid.
no, not mass transit. Mass transit. It was because of the bleeding. You wanted to get bladed, but he didn't want to do it.
No, he wanted was talking about could he do something in the match, but he was a rookie. So remember, Sandman said right after that, that's what he said to piss Jack off because he was a rookie, trying to get in the business, trying to tell a vet how he wanted the match to go. Like he wanted to get some, a little offense in there. And that pissed Jack off because he was high on coke again, and he tried to kill that boy.
The New Jack is the wildest nigga. If I tell you this ain't safe, bro, let's not do it, and you say, "Nah, it's too late. We already up here," you have a problem. Then he pulled him down and cracked his own fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you initiated contact. So you're the reason why you cracked your skull open.
And the only thing
not
they said
me.
was, if you tell Jack you're gonna do something, it pisses him off when you try and back out.
He wants you to be a man of your word. New Jack liked the wrestling because 1, it was entertaining, and 2, he could fuck up white people.
The funny thing is, though, you never heard about him fucking up no big names. Like he knew who to fuck up. So he had matches with Sandman, but they weren't as bad as the ones he had with these no-name dudes. He had matches with Sabu.
I'm like, if you smart, you stay away from that nigga. I can't find no
Because the match,
find no footage of him wrestling Rob Van Dam.
Because the match with New Jack is not a match that's gonna get you over.
And the WWE wouldn't touch him.
Oh, he's a walking lawsuit.
Would you?
Oh no, I don't blame them.
Just like
you go back.
Zach Gowen already had one leg. Imagine what New Jack would have did to
broke
him.
broke the good.
I swear, I thought that wasn't he in ECW for like one night?
Who?
No,
Zach.
ECW wasn't even a thing by the time he started wrestling.
You sure?
Yeah, he was young. He was like 19.
That didn't stop nobody. Fucking Jeff Hardy and then was 16, sneaking to get beat up.
Well, Vince McMahon, like, you know what? I had another epiphany today too about wrestling.
Why is it on Peacock?
No, I don't know if you. Dog, we really let Vince McMahon do blackface twice.
That's tying back to Peacock.
And nobody said nothing, dog.
That's what. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, as of the last pay-per-view, the WWE is officially now exclusively only on Peacock, which is the NBC streaming app network. While going through the WWE's catalog during the porting, they had come to the conclusion that they had to remove a few sections.
No, it's a whole lot more than that.
These are the ones they announced. So the two segments where Vince McMahon, if you guys don't watch wrestling, he's the owner of the WWE, decided to use the N-word. What the hell I'm censoring for? Niggers. Twice. There's also a particular match, one of my favorite matches of all time, to say the least, where a white man named Rowdy Piper decides to paint
This
half
cannot
his
be
body.
this cannot be your favorite.
It's one of my favorite matches. I've always been a Piper fan.
That shit is nuts, bro.
Where he decided to paint half his body black and continue to have a conversation with himself like he's Derrick Jaxson. So, yeah.
We're gonna talk about that nigga in a minute.
We're going to talk about that nigga in a minute, too.
You the sickest nigga I know.
So my whole thing is that if Peacock is going to sit here and dissect the insensitive, the unacceptable matches.
You paid $1 billion for plenty racist content.
But that's all I'm going to get to, though. It's a lot of shit in that archives that can't see the light of day there.
Not just racist. You gotta think misogynistic,
sexist, necrophilia,
rape.
Yep.
Because
kidnapping.
Because of course the necrophilia. You got to remember Triple H fucked Katie Vick. Or when the DX era was going on and the girl was going down on Triple H and he was squeezing the mustard bottle like he was nutting and shit.
Yeah, that's gotta go. Dog, like, I mean, they gonna remove my favorite DX.
So basically, the whole Attitude Era is gonna somehow get taken out. So the whole reason for DX is gonna all be gone.
Or when they told the Nation of Domination and spray paint their locker room and talk about go back to Africa and all that shit.
I forgot all about that.
Or when the SmackDown where Muhammad Hassan did the
Arabic
attack. No, not got sacrificed. Davari got sacrificed.
Davari got sacrificed.
The next week they turned around and no, that was the same night.
Yeah, same night.
Taker beat the shit out of Davari. He went out like a suicide bomber. All the hijackers came in and choked Taker out with the choke wire.
Yeah,
and they carried Davari out like like the suicide bombers carried out. You gotta take that shit out.
The fact that and all the crazy shit in the world was Vince didn't know what was gonna happen in real life when he did that.
You know, he saw the check.
Yeah. Like he came up with a good idea, but the real shit just happened to happen.
Oh, you talking about the London bombing?
No, it was the 9/11 situation.
No, that was a London bombing.
Oh, it was a London bombing.
Train bombing.
Yeah.
Because SmackDown was filmed on Tuesdays back then. It aired on Friday.
Yep.
SmackDown was taped.
Yeah.
So Thursday was the day of the bombing.
Yeah.
It was too late for them to pull the episode back because it was set to air on that Friday. And I don't know why they just didn't edit it out.
They didn't have to show that last match.
No, they didn't.
Right, because I think that was like a main event.
But what they did was they stuck parental advisory
in the beginning of it.
No, all through the night. They had that parental advisory black screen coming up. And nobody knew why. We had never seen this shit before. Then we get to the end of the match, and me and Chaka literally sitting on his futon like
they was whooping Undertaker.
I was at the crib.
I was like, now why I understand this is typical wrestling. I was like, the bombing just happened yesterday. Nobody's gonna take. Next thing we know, the week after, Muhammad Hassan is fired, which I feel is bogus. Cause he's the only person get fired at WWE that didn't do nothing wrong.
And you know what?
What he was told.
But he never got another job in wrestling after that. Like nobody will hire him. Like he got blacklisted.
Hey, you know
for
what?
doing his job.
He probably went back and say, "Dog, this is
now
not."
That you mentioned that, that's the first nigga I've known that he got fired because he did what y'all told him to do. Most niggas get fired because they don't want to lose, they want to cooperate.
They on drugs. Or
he had to be a scapegoat. That's the only reason they had to be.
He went out there and did exactly what these jackasses wrote.
They let Taker come back and kick his ass, and then you never seen him again after that. You saw Davari. They let Davari slide through.
That's what I'm saying. He the one that did the suicide bomb. He not only did he come back, his brother got a job.
How does that conversation go? They telling you they gotta fire you, but it's like you didn't fuck up. This is all us. But because we fucked up, we can't have you
It's
around.
the same conversation they had with
I'd
Fatback.
have been like, so what kind of severance pay are we talking
Right.
Because
Like
if y'all don't cut me a check, I'm going to my lawyer.
They did him wrong.
Yeah, like, sent him back to developmental, and it's like,
Yeah, you could have sent him back, made him cut his beard for
No,
a while,
he
repackage him, do something.
Now,
They
while
could-
Davari was by far the better wrestler, Hassan actually had
Was it better?
a look,
He was
had
better for TV.
charisma. He was actually, he was better than fucking
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal. So
And
he was in matches with the Undertaker.
And he ain't even Arab American. The nigga is Italian, and his name is like Mark.
Mm-hmm.
WWE be fucking niggas' lives up.
Look, we had a whole Samoan being a Japanese sumo wrestler.
Yeah, but
Or when they
we
faked
wasn't
like Kofi was African.
we wasn't at war with Japan when Yokozuna.
African? Jamaican.
No, yeah, Jamaica.
Jamaican.
Had him Jamaican.
We wasn't at
And
war.
His mama was pissed.
Oh yeah, his mom fucked all that up.
His mom made him kill all that shit.
Well, they, in his mom's defense, they didn't understand that
It was a culture
You
thing.
got to be in kayfabe when these people call you, and you called a real black mom. She's like, what? Son ain't fucking Jamaican? Fuck y'all talking about?
Like, what? My son is Ghana. Is he?
Oh.
Are you ashamed of your culture?
You just made me think of something. I'm gonna say it before it's time for me to head out.
What is
Well, I was talking about Dark Side of the Rings, and why I love the show so much.
That's a great show.
The biggest one, besides
Owen
my
Hart.
two favorite. Well, not really Owens, because it was kind of redundant. It was some things in there I didn't know as far as his wife and the litigation and shit. But the ones I love, New Jack being number one, and Snooker being number two, which was fucking wild. But the one I really paid attention to the most was the Montreal Screwjob. To find out, because I'm siding with Scott Hall. Bret Hart knew. Yeah, Bret Hart knew the whole time.
Brett knew.
And the way Scott Hall, somebody who did drugs and drank their whole career, Scott Hall is a very, 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 very smart individual. Like, how smart could he be if he didn't do all that drinking and drugs?
He might
be a genius.
He might be drinking and did all the drugs because holding on to some of the shit he knows bothers him.
When he broke it down, he was like, no, I don't believe Brett didn't know. He's like, how couldn't have Brett known? He's like, Brett's been in this business since before he was born. Right. He's like, Brett knew that he could never leave with that title.
Big fact.
Brett knew that Vince would never let him win that match. He's like, and of all people, Brett believed in kayfabe the most. So you mean to tell me he broke it on national TV? And when he said all that, I started thinking, I'm like, God damn, Brett was in on the shit.
He was the kayfabe.
Yeah, Brett.
He's like, pissed or not, Bret Hart would have never broke kayfabe. He's like, because he's been in it. It's not even. It's a natural reaction for him. All the shit.
He had more wrestling training growing up than he had actual regular school training.
Yeah.
When you think about it,
he probably knew how to wrestle before he knew how to ride a bike.
Probably. Shit, your dad's a fucking.
He knew more about the business than most people that worked in the business do because his daddy owned the promotion. He went to work for Vince McMahon when he was fucking 18 years old.
Right.
By that time, he's in his 40s. So he's been immersed in this fucking business. And you mean telling me he loses his cool? And none of us knew who Vince McMahon was before then. We thought Vince McMahon was an announcer all the way up into the Montreal Screwjob. And then everybody's like, why is he so mad at the announcer? And then the next night, Vince comes out as the CEO of and everybody's like, wait, Jack Tunney don't run the place?
No, when I found out,
I was like, who the fuck is?
I found out this one Jack Tunney spelled it. Wait a minute.
Didn't we not see Jack Tunney no more after that?
No, he was gone because there wasn't no need for him.
I was like, dog, was he behind the scenes still working or something?
No, Jack Tunney didn't have a job. He
didn't
need a job.
Jack is over, man. They got us now.
Jack get to go. No, I think Vince pulled the trigger on that one because he had to do something to compete with the WCW now. Since they went real, he had to go real. And the realest thing you can do is who actually runs the company.
Yeah.
Damn, thinking about it like that, Eric Bischoff did Vince McMahon before he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Vince did it better.
Stone Cold made it better. That's why.
That is true.
Because I never would have seen that coming.
That, like, all the great shit that the Attitude Era did, that was like lightning in the bottle. Because just some of the shit, like just storyline wise, like I don't think it works as well as it did back then.
Mm-mm.
Like I just couldn't see Roman Reigns rebelling against Triple H every week. I couldn't see it.
But the thing was, it was a subtle like glimpse into reality for most people. How much they hate their jobs and how much they hate their bosses,
Yep.
and how would they wish they could go in there and talk to their bosses any way they wanted to, or slap their bosses when they got out of line and stuff. And then you get to watch this redneck, drink beer like most Americans do, and not follow any rules like most Americans would want to do. And then when their boss got out of line, kick their boss ass like most Americans want to do. Yeah. People were invested in that story, so people were willing to watch it. Now, most people don't even see their bosses because they're working from home and
they just cut their camera off when they're tired of looking at
shit.
Them.
Now jobs meet people so bad, motherfuckers are cussing their bosses out at work anyway, so nobody really be invested in that.
Nah, it wouldn't work now.
Shit, Cena ruined all that. When Cena told him on national TV, he was like, told Triple H, "You keep fucking with me, I know where I can go. If you catch my drift, brother." And was talking about, because Hogan was at TNA, he was like, "If you catch my drift, brother." And I'm like, oh shit, he basically told you, I don't care if you fire me, I got somewhere to go, buddy.
Do you watch AEW?
No.
Why don't you watch AEW?
Because when I was trying to watch it, it was too much of the same old BS. Every week I see a new ex WWE or old ass WCW star pop up in the mix. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Young Bucks. They like probably number 3 on my favorite tag team list that's active right now.
Cassidy
is
the greatest.
I'm not talking.
That I have
I'm
never.
not talking to you right now.
But
what?
I'm asking questions because I feel like everybody think I'm a bad guy because I don't watch this shit.
I'm not saying that it's not wrong. Like, honestly, as much as I sit down,
having to see Jericho and fucking Moxley or Dean Ambrose, whoever we want to call them, have these fucking specialty matches because they couldn't have a regular match, so every match had to be a death match or a chain match or some kind of. I got sick of watching all that shit. I understand why Jericho got the belt at first. I do. You got to bring some eyes to the company, but after that, let somebody else get the shit. There is no way Jericho should have held on to that belt as long as he did. And then by the time you get to Moxley, nobody really cares. Only to turn it over to Kenny Omega, who nobody really cares about.
People love Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega is for your foreigners.
And I don't get it.
That's how you get your foreigners to start watching.
There's Ring of Honor. There's TNA. There was all kind of American wrestling here. You ain't did shit here. Who the fuck is watching New Japan? Now, I'm not saying that people don't.
Yeah, because it's a very big market out in New Japan.
But it's in Japan. You want me to love you for some shit you did on a channel that I ain't got?
To a certain degree, I mean, you
fuck Kenny Omega.
You right, but you gotta think some people. So there are some people that made some money over in New Japan. AJ,
I'm not saying
he made a lot of money over there.
I'm saying I could find what channel Ring of Honor is on before I could find what channel New Japan is on.
Well, I understand.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that New Japan ain't a big market.
Okay.
Because everybody goes there. It's just you want me to care about some shit that I don't watch. People like Kenny Omega this. I'm like,
now let me ask you a question though. Do you not watch it because you don't have access to it?
What, New Japan?
Yeah.
That's probably because I don't have access to it. I watch anything that's wrestling almost.
Okay, but then that changes your
thing from the Indies in.
Right.
If somebody was in the Indies, that would be the same situation because we didn't see him, but we didn't turn our back on Ricochet.
Nah, we didn't. Fans will make you hate a person. Maybe that's what it is. Like people try to shove Kenny.
A good chance.
Oh yeah, well that I agree with.
People try to shove Kenny Omega on you.
On that.
I'll be like, nah, bro, I can't do it.
I don't try to shove. I just like that he did some unique things in the indie scene that nobody could pull off that he did.
He wrestled a blow up dog.
And he wrestled somebody who wasn't even there.
He wrestled a 5-year-old too.
And that was pretty interesting.
Not saying whatever you into. That's not my shit.
That's what to me. That's why
right. That's what I'm saying. Like
I can't step with that.
No, I'm saying, but that's just what makes it interesting. Should he be a main eventer? Nah. But if you need to fill some slots like the pre-show or something like that, Kenny would have been fantastic on the WWE level.
Nah, he wasn't gonna make it.
Like, honestly, I don't care for Moxley on top too much. His moveset's too limited for me. He's not very agile or anything.
No.
If you want to put him as a bruiser, then just make his moveset a bruiser moveset. But I mean, he can hold his own in main events. I just don't care to see him at the top that long.
Somebody somewhere wants John Moxley to be Stone Cold for some odd ass reason. And now,
Because
when I find out who wants that, we're gonna fight because that's what it looks like.
Probably dude whose birthday was today.
I fucking like it. But yeah, like, no, I don't have a problem with AEW. Now, what I am interested in, which when not TNA, but when NXT moves to Tuesday, and I don't have to pick a show to fucking tape, I probably watch a little more of AEW. And this new stable with MJF. Now, that's one motherfucker I do like, who I think deserves a bigger role. But the little stable that they just put together with him and the Revival,
a little stable. That's an all-star team.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fine. Well, they could have kept Ty Dillinger, but
Really?
yes,
Ty gotta get in where you fit in
he
somewhere.
has been such an afterthought. Like
To
he was
you.
one of
No, I agree.
On television.
I agree. I agree with Juan on that. But
he was one of those names that when we read it, we was like, okay, he got talent. WWE didn't do nothing with it. They put this perfect 10 shit on him, and then they never pushed it. He was one of those guys. I'm like, okay, well, he making a jump. This makes sense. This is a young company. You still young. They might put you in a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
He debuted. He fucked Cody up with that chair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, this nigga finna be a player. And then it's like nothing happened. And then they put him with Tully Blanchard. I'm like, okay, they trying to go old school, give him the rub. Then it's like nothing happens. By the time, now, if this stable does birth like some real star power, it's like, bro, it's too late. We're not invested in you no more. Like, we don't, man, you're afterthought.
All he needs is a good repackage.
If that's the case, the stable is the perfect place for him because everybody in the stable don't have to be a star. Honestly, there don't have to be any stars. Well, maybe just one.
It's got to be MJF.
But they're technically in a stable. There doesn't have to be any stars for it to be successful. See, in the case of the Shield, there were no stars in the Shield when it first became a stable. They ran as a pack, jumped people, whatever, made all their names. They were still known as the Shield, but people were starting to recognize them individually until they broke up. And the first one that was a star was Seth.
So wait, are we using the stable to? Are we using it to make a star, or are we using it to make a star from within? Because usually
a little bit of B.
Because usually when you put the stable together, you need the big baby face
or the big heel.
Well, I think they're gonna be heel, so we're gonna need a big baby face. Or if it's one of those situations where this stable is to birth a baby face out of it, which then I can see that being Shawn Spears. Because you got that, then you move them out of there, and now you got something to do.
Well, then you talking about a situation kind of like what did we just see? UE.
Right, because now I believe
Kyle
O'Reilly is
got two stars now. You got Adam Cole, and now Kyle O'Reilly has hit the main event scene.
Damn, man, I feel bad for Roddy though. Like he wasn't doing nothing before they got there. Then UE gave him purpose, and now he goes back to
because Strong was already.
Yeah, he go
and
back.
The sad thing is, Roddy was technically the best technical wrestler in the. But he wasn't the best overall. The best overall wrestler in there was Kyle O'Reilly.
That's true.
The star power was Adam Cole.
I feel like we've been saying that for years. Like in the group chat, every time we watch a UE match, it's like, damn, Kyle O'Reilly gonna be the nigga. Like I feel like we've said that since they first got there.
And they know it too. So now what happened? They break up and Kyle O'Reilly, bam.
I wonder what Bobby Fish gonna do when he come back.
Cry.
Yeah, because that's who's lost to the wayside. Strong was all
can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
this is like a custody battle. They gonna fight to see who gets stuck with Bobby.
Nope, the other three gonna all get caught.
Good matches, and I've ever seen since UE got formed.
Yeah,
and one of them was beating up Imperium out there in when they let Bobby Fish get his shit off.
I feel like every time they do war games, he get hurt.
He do,
and they've been in they've been in all of them. Ever since they brought War Games back, UE has been in all of them, and he gets hurt for 6 months or better after every War Game.
But best thing about it is they do got Imperium that they could use for the next War Games. And I would love to see that because I fuck with Imperium anyway.
Yeah, I like Imperium.
I just want
It
Walter
gave
to
Wolf
lose the
it
champion.
gave Wolf a purpose
Yeah.
because he wasn't doing shit. You think Walter gonna get the NXT belt?
If Walter drop it to Ciampa like I think he is,
So he gonna drop his UK belt.
mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see
Now
that.
it's kind of stupid on paper, but who else could they put up against Walter? He done ran through everybody. The man that had the belt for almost 2 years. No, yeah, almost 2 years. No,
I mean,
what was that?
700?
720. He's got it for 700.
Yeah, he almost 2 years.
So he's almost at 2 years. No, he's at 719. So yeah, almost 2 years.
nobody on the UK roster beating him makes sense because most of the UK niggas who are like big baby faces, they really undersized.
And that's why he's had it for
And
2
like
years.
Walter, like the biggest nigga. Like
the only
even
person
Pete
that could
Dunne.
have, that was the only person that you could have probably fathomed beating Walter, and they let him come challenge for the North American title. No, was it the North American? No, it was the NXT title.
Yeah, Pete Dunne. He finna fight for the North American or some shit like that. They
Yeah.
got this big ass gauntlet match.
Yeah.
He's in that.
And I think Dexter's gonna win that.
Yeah.
That's just my pick.
What the fuck is Velveteen Dream?
I'm thinking we're gonna get him either at Takeover or after Takeover, but I really think you're gonna be at Takeover.
Like, dog ain't been on TV in a while. I
But they
thought
had to let the sexual charges and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
We all did. We all did.
I hope we'll never get no rape charges at this radio station.
Bro, don't rape nobody. Ain't got no problem with that.
Wow.
Mm.
I mean, why you just put that on me?
Because I'm not gonna put myself in that position.
I wouldn't either. Got
And I don't think Tori will either.
we like the only dudes that work here?
We're the only ones that matter.
That's fucked up.
Like, because I'm not knocking anybody else on here, but they so new, they wouldn't automatically associate them with TDR. Us three, they will.
I don't even know half the motherfuckers that work here.
That's what the paint and sip is for.
I'm probably not gonna speak to people.
The lies you tell yourself, you gonna talk
Wow.
because you like women.
That's a good fact. That's a good fact. I love women. You know who else likes women?
Cool.
What's that guy name? Action Jackson?
Jacob,
Derrick Jaxson.
the guy who Jacob is based on.
Yeah, pretty fucking much, dog.
I'm not gonna knock on my boy like that.
Nah, low key, Jacob was definitely trying to be Derrick Jackson. He's just trying to be the fat version with a beard.
No, he's trying to be the church version until we found out Derrick Jaxson is heavy in church too. So,
Well,
but for those of you guys who have been under a rock this past week, have not listened to anything TDR, just don't own social media. Relationship guru, as I guess he's been dubbed over the years,
who the fuck called this nigga a guru of anything?
a bunch of pygmies.
Like women?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of goddamn
Who else is listening to him?
Jacob apparently, so he got the niggas too.
So have been under fire because he has recently been discovered not to just have only one but two mistresses.
Oh wait, he got two bitches
Mhm.
plus a wife?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he out here living.
And the internet is in an uproar over this. The men basically are like, we told you this nigga wasn't truthful. The women, some of them are claiming they never listened to him. But the uproar at the current moment in time is not necessarily because he got caught cheating, because, you know, black men don't cheat and he wasn't a real nigga anyway. It's the scandal of how through all of this, my nigga is still finding a way
To sell books.
to sell books.
That's a real nigga right there, bro. He ain't gonna let nothing stop nothing.
So first of all,
I sell books for a living.
Tori, you just recently did an episode where you and Amber discussed this man and his shenanigans. You want to go ahead and give your input on the story that is Derrick Jaxson?
Nigga's a fraud.
Is that like one of us get cheating and we just like drop a pod like the next day?
No. He didn't just okay. So let me tell you what all he did. Okay. So first, when the word got out, he goes and makes a video that old girl is lying.
Okay.
Just typical nigga shit, right?
I feel you.
Old girl lie.
That's what I do.
Then he turns around and he makes another video basically saying, hey, I already know There's gonna be some of y'all who just gonna say she tell the truth and not gonna listen to me no more. Period. There's gonna be some of y'all over here who still gonna love me and praise me for what I do. But let me explain to those of you, the third group, who just want to know the truth. And commence to dance around the conversation like a nigga not trying to sign a no holds bar match. Okay. He said everything but the truth. Then, less than 24 hours later, forcibly drug his wife on camera. In so many words, made her stand by her man. Now, it goes further than that. She goes
you
later.
need to get this nigga on your show.
I was on that episode.
No, I'm talking about Derrick Jaxson.
Oh,
I'm reaching out to him.
we probably got to buy a couple of his books before we
I'm
do
not buying none of that shit, fam. His books ain't geared toward me.
it. This new one might be. So no, his wife then goes and does a live where she's basically saying in so many words, it's in God's hands. I forgave him. We're healing together. But wait, there's more. This nigga goes back to his car where it all started, and he does a video
and
defending his video with him and his wife.
Dog. He's the sickest nigga ever. What's wrong?
If that ain't the definition of narcissistic, my guy. You go and not only did he do the video about his own video, he did it in third person, like he don't know who these niggas is. Like that's not him sitting over there on that couch.
That's good marketing
with that tight ass sweater.
I did it too. It's good marketing. You gotta stick to the character. You gotta keep the lie alive.
Lie, nigga. He just act like
he sat
there and acted like he just Snyder cut his own video.
Yeah, he's in kayfabe. He's in kayfabe, bro.
Bro, Teresa would cut me.
Yeah, cut you. His
if
wife.
I was out in the car doing some shit like that.
Clearly, his wife know better.
She would cut me, take me to the hospital, get her nurse friends to fix me up with all the wrong parts, bring me home, and cut me again.
You're gonna die to that second cut if they ain't fix you the first time.
And bro, she'll make it that I'll stay long, just enough for her to get me home, and I can die at home, and she's not at fault. That's what happens when you marry a nurse.
How did you feel about this, man?
Let's see. Derrick Jaxson, for one, I've never really been a fan, but like I said, I wasn't a fan because in his messages there was a lot of toxicity. He never really promoted the fact of Black love. He promoted opportunities. So if your man ain't treating you right, there's somebody down the line that is gonna treat you right. If your man ain't doing 10 out of 10 things, then go find a nigga that is doing 10 out of 10 things. That's not practical at all. Mm-hmm. That's not nobody's perfect. Never one of us are perfect. If I can find somebody that's doing 7 out of 10 things, or maybe 6 out of 10 things, and are working on the other 4, you should be perfectly fine with that. Nobody comes as the package you want them to be. So now he's telling you the man should open the door for you. He should be courteous. He should be trusting. He should be faithful. He should make 6 figures while also changing the oil in the car, cutting the grass, all these things that your man should be doing. When nobody comes equipped like that. You may not know how to work on a car, or you may not make 6 figures, but you might love the shit out of that girl.
Right.
But now she watches the video, and women are typically easy manipulated. They won't admit it because they want to feel like they're the superior creatures. And just like a man can be manipulated, a woman can too. She watches these videos and these things start turning around in her head, and she's creating a problem where there is none. So now because you don't cut the grass, it's an issue. You've never cut it in 6 years, but now there's an issue because she's watched this video. So now you're causing these problems within these relationships while trying to sell and promote your books because you cater to women, and women are some of the most loyal on the face of the earth. So they're going to support you and your little movements or wherever you're pushing or your narrative. That's why women were so eager to forgive him. And like oh, well, that's between him and his wife, or that has nothing to do with his message. While they'll tear somebody like Quavo or Future down because they're cheating and unapologetically doing so because they told you who they were.
Right.
So this is the case in point of women would rather believe a lie than believe the truth.
That's a fact.
Somebody like Future has been telling you for years who he was through his music, through interviews, his actions. He's always been telling you, I ain't shit. I like the fuck hoes, this, that, and the other. Y'all hate him. Derrick Jaxson obviously likes to do the same thing Future does, but he's telling you what you should be doing for yourself to, you know, propel yourself. And y'all love the shit out this nigga. Why? Because y'all love lies and fabrications more than you love.
And
the
have
truth.
you mind, it wasn't until this scandal happened that anybody even know he had a wife to begin with.
Oh, so
I swear I didn't know that.
Let me cover the wife part before I walk out. The wife part, while I do feel bad for the woman for being cheated on and everything, and all this coming out, she's now taking this as a moment for her to get her 5, 10, 20 minutes of fame in. So now she's been releasing video after video on her Instagram, and most of it has been promoting her Christianity.
Okay.
You know, but my only problem with this is, why the fuck are you trying to preach to us and pray us down when it was your man that got caught cheating? You need to be making these videos praying for him, because he's the one that's tearing your house up and got everything all messed up in your house.
Right.
You talking about all of us need to get right, get saved, and get ourselves under the blood of God. Okay, that's cool, that's fine. But first of all, you need to fix your own problems. See, you can't fix the world if your own house fucked up.
You can't tell us go find God when your husband's on his live talking about him and God don't talk no more.
Yeah, right.
Wait, he said that?
He said the reason he cheated was because he felt God abandoned him. His life was going in the wrong place. Him and his wife was separated and all this other stuff.
That ain't God's fault, bro. That's you.
Or you just going through something like all of us do.
Everybody does.
Just because you're a Christian does not mean that your life becomes perfect.
Actually, you go through most shit.
Yeah, right.
Because you're supposed to be patient even more.
Derrick Jaxson is a
Fraud.
a
That's
sick-
exactly
a
what
sick
he is, a
nigga.
fraud. And do you know what? The women took up for him in a way I have never seen women take up for a cheater before. I was actually pretty shocked.
Actually, I was too. I expected them to burn the whole
Right, I
situation
was like,
down.
why y'all ain't dragging this nigga? But y'all drag my nigga Quavo.
But
for
they
going to-
they dragged his wife for the hat / bonnet.
they dragged her.
They
for
dragged
bonnet.
him for having her on the camera and not looking her best. They dragged him for talking in third person, but they didn't drag him for the actual reason why we here today.
But they mad that my nigga Quavo went and got his Bentley back.
When he got his what?
His Bentley.
He went and-
Rolls Royce. What is
He went, whatever it was, he went and
Yeah.
got his motherfucking car back.
$350,000 Rolls Royce.
He said, excuse me, this is mine.
His name was probably still on it. That's
And
why.
that's a contingency gift. That's contingent on us being together. And
Right.
since we're not together anymore, give my shit back.
Right.
I
I'm
get
the type of person that would take the engagement ring back if we broke up. Like, no, that's a contingency gift on you marrying me. Hand
my
shit
question is, why do you even want to keep the engagement ring if y'all never went through with the
It's
marriage?
mine. Not to do with what I
To-
want. You know,
But
it was
what are you-
yours to bury me, bitch.
But what are you going to do with it that you want to keep it? You're gonna go take it to pawn it, and you want to keep the money. That's what you want to do.
Exactly, because you don't want it for sentimental values because
You
we're not
don't.
together no
We're
more.
not together. You want to be reminded of all the men you broke up with. You're a sick, twisted woman.
Mm-hmm.
He got a box of engagement. That's a sick motherfucker.
You're a sick, twisted woman. So why do you want it? You want to pawn it, or you want to go get it appraised to see how much it was worth, to see how much they can. Y'all need to stop putting price tags on certain things. That's why the whole $50 wedding ring conversation keep coming up.
Who's buying a wedding ring for $50?
Does it matter? You don't know what a person's situation is in that moment, that maybe that $50 wedding ring is all y'all could afford to go on with the marriage.
That is true.
The wedding ring to me is actually an overrated concept.
No, it's supposed to be a symbol of love, but
Right.
that does not mean.
But I'm talking about when I come to the value of it, doesn't matter.
No, the value of it doesn't. It shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't. But people put more in that. People will want to have a super expensive wedding ring, but will have a Golden Corral wedding reception.
Whatever
I'm not a
you
big
put
fan
in
of
your-
Golden Corral.
But it's
whatever
the
kind of
principle.
money you put in your wedding, honestly, the money you're trying to appease people or impress people that
Right.
you shouldn't be
You shouldn't
trying
care
to
about.
impress. You know, when people were getting married, our grandparents and them were getting married and proposing to each other in fucking cornfields or in backyards of houses and shit like that.
Right.
They weren't trying to impress nobody. They were trying to get married and start their families.
Me and Tori has had 2 different types of weddings. Tori would tell you because he was at my wedding. Tori, how many people was there? About 20 at the most, right?
Right, yeah.
At the most. All immediate family and immediate friends. Meaning these were people who I see every single day. 15 years later, I'm still with the same woman. Do we have our rocky points? Most definitely. But I did not care about how the wedding was. The only requirement Teresa had was it had to be in the church. That was the only requirement. Tori and Mel, they went to a whole nother motherfucking country.
Waste of money.
To have a wedding.
I wanted to have it at the courthouse.
Right. And I believe you.
Sound like that wasn't your idea.
But at the same time, it doesn't mean that Tori's wedding was better than my wedding. At the end of the day, we both married the woman we want to spend the rest of our lives with.
Nicer pictures though.
Huh?
Nicer pictures.
You never seen my pictures, so you don't know.
Do you got a beach in your pictures?
Actually, today's technology, I can put one.
Do you have a beach? Because they was on the
people
beach.
Put price tags on way too many things, and then they wonder why their relationships are all fucked up. Now, this is a Derrick Jaxson quote that I do agree with. You can't build your relationship on shaky ground.
True.
Finances are the shakiest ground. Everybody think it's stability when you get to finances. It's not.
Nope.
Because finances ain't gonna keep you together. You there as long as the money look good.
Right.
But if you ain't never had money problems, keep on living because they come for all of us.
Yeah. That was the number one
and
reason
once the
why
money
we had
problems
issues.
come, that means y'all can't get along no more. Everybody mad at each other, cussing each other out. I hate you, you hate me, all because we broke. No, I want the chick that can ride it with me. Okay, well, shit, we can't have them hot dogs tonight for dinner, but we gonna get through this. That's the person I want to spend my life with, not some bitch that's talking about well, you gonna have to get another job and I gotta be kept, or if you ain't gonna do it, somebody else is. I don't need no chick like that. Give me the one that's down for me. That's why I don't care. I want a chick that don't care. Baby, I can only afford a $50 ring right now. As the years go on, things get better. That I don't care about the ring. I want you. That's the chick I want.
All right.
Don't give a fuck about these bitches that want all it. Get a high maintenance chick. See what happens when the first time you down and out. Your wife's supposed to have your back.
Oh yeah, a high maintenance chick is gonna bounce. A high maintenance chick already has her next person in line before you even hit your first problem. Because she's always prepared to move around because she can't be kept the way she want to be kept. But then most of the time they don't bring nothing to the table other than expenses.
Exactly.
I got enough credit card bills.
I mean, expense reports to the roof for no reason.
I understand that chicks want security, but my biggest thing is they need to understand what security actually is. The social media definition is not security. Most of these people that are talking about this shit are single.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go get you a real married couple that's been together 5, 10, 20 years and talk to them about what security is. They're going to tell you, as long as she is in the room, I'm good.
Facts. Why do you think I always praise the fact that I married a nurse? It ain't because she got more money than me. It's the simple fact I don't have to stress and struggle no more because when I fall on hard times, she scoops it up.
But now I was there. Teresa wasn't always a nurse.
The facts.
Right.
I was there when they were having money problems and was moving from place to place. But guess what? They stayed together. So if you can stay with each other while y'all broke and through bad times, what do you think y'all can do in good times?
Let's show some love for Tom's. Show some love for all the married people.
We done got to the point we can take separate vacations now. Be okay with it.
Watching the Death Fresh show, man. Shout out to all my married people. I'm gonna get married one day.
You will. You will.
Yeah, don't rush it. Not with the wrong person, because I made that mistake too.
Yeah, so, I was there for that one.
So don't.
He said, "Yeah, I saw that.
I saw that one. I was happy for my guy. Don't get me wrong. But when he finally got out of it, bro, I was happy for him. Like, woo, nigga, you need me to help you move? And I don't help nobody move.
I ran like a free slave after I got up there. But no, Derrick Jaxson gave chicks and people a false narrative as far as how relationships. He should have been telling people how to stay together instead of telling people what they should be looking for. And how did you say it, Tom? I was always saying that people are looking because the grass seems green on the other side.
So the grass is only green on the other side because somebody works for it to be green.
Exactly. So your grass could be green too, but you don't want to put it in the work because Derrick Jaxson told you, around the corner is green grass. Work on your own lawn.
That's basically what it is. And I think, and that's the number one reason why I never liked him. Even when he did his own video talking about his video, he still threw men under the bus in that video.
And he's the one that got caught cheating.
Right. So his whole narrative is always make it be that you could do better than the man that you currently have, no matter who you have. He basically would go and tell Michelle Obama she can do better than Barack.
Well, if Barack ain't doing this one thing, you shouldn't take that.
Right.
You should tell him this, that, and other. No.
But buy my book, which is I find a coincidence that now all of a sudden he has a couples relationship book coming out.
I think it's fake.
No, he probably already had that book out there, but the situation just.
See, you know what? This is why I respect. If you had to put a comparison on it, I respect Kevin Samuels more than I respect Derrick Jaxson.
Right.
See, and that's the thing a lot of people have been getting
Kevin
upset about
Samuels?
too.
You'd have to look him up. I could explain.
Did you ever see the video where the girl asked this guy to rate her, and he rated her a 4 and said that she wouldn't be good for anybody?
Oh, the nigga who be dressing like Farrakhan?
Yeah.
I've seen a video. He be talking jazz.
At least what he says is his true opinion, and he's not really lying about anything. If he does see you that way, that's how he's putting it out there.
Right.
Now, I don't like his delivery. I think it's fucked up.
It is very aggressive for no reason.
But he really feels based on these things, and I don't know where his qualifications are. I don't even think he's qualified to make these assumptions.
Nope, that's why he's only on YouTube.
But he's speaking
from his POV.
No, an honest place. This is how he actually sees. He's not trying to manipulate or cut anybody. Everybody think he's trying to chop everybody down. Well, maybe he's not trying to chop you down. Maybe he's just telling you you're honest to be. You called him.
That is true.
At the end of the day, I'm not taking up for him because I really don't like the man. I really don't like people, bullying people. But you did call him and ask his opinion. Yeah. So why are you getting upset? How would you say this to me or whatever? You call that number.
They're getting upset because if you watch any of his videos, he has never given anybody a positive rating or a positive bit. He doesn't give you the compliment sandwich where he tells you something nice, the hard given truth, and end it with something great about you that needs a little bit more improvement. He's just like, look, this is what you can't think this, you can't be like this. You got a job and you think that because you make 6 figure, that makes you a catch. Look here, girl, there's a bunch of women out here that make 6 figures. What makes you any more better than them? What makes you such a prized possession? Because everybody that's at that table makes 6 figures. What else do you have to offer? Oh, you own your home. That's a natural way of living. Oh, you got a nice car. So what? A car loses value the minute you take it off a lot. What else do you have to offer? God, you don't have anything to offer, then why are we here?
Is that how you talk to people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But listen to everything I said. Was there a lie there, though?
No. And
the problem is people want them to praise their accomplishment, which are basic living standards.
I'll make it real simple for you. Why? This is why, like, Tone and me are saying that, it's not really a problem with what he's saying. It's really how he's saying it. When some woman gets on Facebook and she starts, talking about her baby daddy, ain't shit, don't do shit, won't come pick up the kids or whatever. I got to take care of my kids myself. Somebody like me that's reading it on the other side of the screen is just like, bitch, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You supposed to make sure them kids eat no matter what happens. Whether the daddy there, he ain't there, whatever, that's your job to make sure them kids eat.
That's a fact.
So you don't get no special round of applause because you're taking care of your kids. Now, somebody like Kevin Samuels will say those exact words. No, you want a cookie because you're doing what the fuck you're supposed to do? You brought them in this world. Well, I'm doing it on my own. It don't matter who's there to help you. Those are your kids.
It still got to be done.
Yeah. So that's like, you wanting somebody to, give a standing round of ovation because you got up and got in the shower in the morning to wash your ass. That's what the fuck you supposed to do. So you don't get no credit for that. People want credit and recognition and to get their flowers for the stupidest shit. Oh, I got a job, I make money every day. You grown. What the fuck you want me to? You ain't made no groundbreaking discovery to change America. What the fuck? You go to work every day. What the?
You haven't ended systemic racism, nigga.
I be really want to tell people that because the shit is redundant.
It is, but that's what everybody does every day. They get on social media, they complain about stuff that they're supposed to do.
I got 2 degrees. Well, bitch, if you go to college for that long, that's what's
you
supposed to
should
happen.
have 2 degrees. Now, let's get back to the key point. How do you plan on paying for these loans?
Right.
Because 2 degrees ain't cheap.
Hopefully with a job that you get from these 2 motherfucking degrees.
And the way the economy is, whatever the hell you went to school for, the likelihood of you getting a job in that field is only 35%.
Now, I say congratulations to certain things, like when people buy houses or whatever. I say congratulations, but I'm not gonna give you no big ass fanfare, because this is I fixed my credit and I cried at night, but I got in this house. You're a grown adult. That's what
I'm
you're
happy
supposed
for
to do.
you.
Now, I am happy that you accomplished that, but I'm not about to sit here and ring bells from the rooftops because you did a grown-up thing.
You gotta give them their flowers, bro.
Now, you tell me that
I'll give them a pack of flowers to grow in front of their house.
Now, you tell me you close on a 16-unit apartment building that you're getting ready to use for low-income housing and fix up for the hood, to take care of it. That's an accomplishment.
Now, that's an accomplishment that you would praise because you now are helping 15 other families who may not have been able to get where they gonna get.
Let's buy an apartment building, Tom.
You know what, bro? I would, but niggas in Milwaukee don't know how to act. I hate to say it.
Let's name it the Carter, but we won't sell crack out of it.
You just want to name it after a Lil Wayne album.
You know what the biggest one?
New Jack City.
And I'm gonna exit on this. The biggest one to me is when chicks get on there and talk about, well, I ain't never cheated.
The lies you tell yourself.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. That's my only point. Faithful. You want me to praise you because you did what you're supposed to do?
You stayed faithful.
Well, he cheated on me, so he's the dog. But you want me to praise you for doing what you're supposed to do? Pin a rose on your nose, so you were faithful. That's what you're supposed to be. So y'all want credit for feeding y'all kids. Y'all want credit for being faithful. Y'all want credit for keeping yourselves up. All these things you're supposed to do.
They want credit for being an adult.
Exactly.
They want you to
but
be
they'll
happy.
tell a nigga down in a heartbeat for a nigga come through and I got my GED, after this and the other. About time, nigga. You niggas ain't shit. You should have had your D long time ago. And
because niggas like Derrick Jaxson tell them to step on these niggas to go find you a better man that don't exist.
I almost had a GED. What?
Actually, I love talking to chicks like that though.
I almost didn't finish high school.
Because I tell them,
you want a cookie because you finished, my nigga?
No,
I don't want to.
That's what I'm asking.
I was just saying, that's why. I almost had one of those.
Like, nigga, do you want a cookie?
Hey, if you would have seen my grades, you would have gave me a motherfucking round of applause.
No, I would have yelled at you for the fact that you fucking up these opportunities.
We just celebrate average too much.
That's what it is.
And then there's people like Kevin Samuels that call it out that, look, nigga, we ain't celebrating no average shit.
Right. What's wrong with that?
We think of people like that, like parents that, don't accept kids bringing B's and C's into their house because they don't want them to be average. They want them to be, their best. They want them to be excellent. They want them to get the A. People, you being too hard on that boy. All right, is they?
Nah.
For requiring excellence out of their kid, that's being too hard on them. You're putting too much pressure on them. Well, guess what the world is gonna do? The world ain't about to ease up on them once they get out there.
Pressure and execution is two different things.
Now, I'm not saying you should rob them of their childhood, but at the same time, you should be trying to push your kid to get the A, not a B, not just to pass, not just to get out that class or grade. You should be able to pushing them to be the best that they can be in any fucking situation, because when they get into the world is not going to cater to them, and that job is not going to hold its position because they're going to wait for them to catch up.
No, actually, we should get to the point where we're teaching our kids understanding, not just regurgitation. Because when you go to a public school system, they just want you to learn something and be able to spew it out on an exam, and they grade you off of that. I think Aziza said it the best. Some schools teach you what to learn. Other schools teach you how to learn. If you go to a white school would teach you how to learn, how to observe something, and how to craft things on your own, where MPS just wants you math,
these
English,
state
and pass these
standardized
state
tests.
standards so we can keep getting public funding.
School is overrated.
Not really, bro.
I agree with you, Juan.
I don't agree.
And I only say
I don't say it's
no.
overrated.
And
I think they need to change the curriculum.
I said that's why it's overrated.
Yeah, that's why it's overrated.
Because look at what you just said. Like, I look like homework. What does homework really teach you? It's not teaching you anything, and they grading you off of comprehension and effort, in my opinion. Because I've seen niggas turn in reports and be dead ass wrong. Like, all of this shit on your paper is wrong, but you got like a B because you took the time and you put the effort in to do your homework, like I've been asking you to do for 3 fucking weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But all of this shit on your paper is wrong. It's formatted wrong. It's fucking terrible. But you got a good grade because you show effort.
Because at the end of the day, the formatting is not really what they care about. It's like you said, the effort in regards to it. But if you change it up, so instead of requiring you to have 4 regular ass math classes where 2 of them don't teach you anything that's practical in school, I mean the real world, change it out to be like a financing class or economic class,
like
tax accounting,
you know what I'm saying?
Something that's gonna get you through life.
Or when you do an English class, instead of having to do an old ass Romeo and Juliet novel that motherfuckers don't care about no more,
should teach you how to fucking write for real. Because some niggas
teach actual creative writing, how to take an actual thought and put it on paper.
Or teach niggas how to do a resume,
how to publish and sell a book,
right?
Because you have people that want to do that. You have people that want to learn how to manage credit. Well, no, credit is the biggest thing I would add to MPS curriculum, because black people know nothing about credit, how to build it, how to maintain it, and so we're already behind the 8 ball, because white people had these talks around the dinner table. That's
normal conversation, and most of us don't even sit at dinner with our family. When the last time you actually had a dinner with your family collectively?
We ain't got no table. I mean, we got a dining room table, but don't nobody sit at that motherfucker.
That's what we're saying. Whereas in the white community, that is a requirement.
Teaching stocks and finances and all that shit. I mean, these are things that but I do agree with you that school is overrated and it's bullshit. Not only because of the curriculum, because of when you go to higher education, the amount of money that you pay for a college degree does not equate to the amount of money you're gonna get when you get out into the
college. Definitely
not at all. College definitely puts you behind the 8 ball off top.
It's a scammer.
You $100,000 in debt, and you come out getting a $55,000 a year job, and now there's interest starting to accrue on that $100,000. So you spending the rest of your life paying off for a degree to get this mediocre ass job. When you have people like me and maybe like me that went to a trade and we make more than you do, and we never went to college nor have any of those debts, or somebody like Rashad that started his own company and now he's starting to see the fruits of his labor.
Right.
Like there are ways of, or Rob Bland, who went straight to the fire academy, is not captain of the Milwaukee Fire Department.
Right.
It's things that you can do without acquiring all that debt. Now, if you want to go and be a doctor or a lawyer, the only path to go is through college. But done correctly, when you get out, you can start if you got a business mind, you're an entrepreneur, you can start your own practice, you can start your own firm, you can get that money back quickly.
You can actually go ahead and take 5 of your college people that you graduated as a lawyer and start your own firm.
And start charging the big bucks.
And right away. But college is, like you said, college is a scam, because taking consideration before you even get to the point of deciding what the hell you really want to do, which is mistake number 1 most people make in college. They go to college but don't know what they want to do with college, so they'll never have a direct thing. They could actually put you in classes that don't even help accumulate anything towards your degree.
Yep.
And then blatantly call it remedial courses. So they telling you to your face.
Or like liberal arts.
Yeah.
It's a whole degree that means
absolutely nothing. That degree was created for athletes, where you can get a degree from college, but it doesn't have to mean anything. You're just meeting the requirements to continue to be this student athlete, which a student athlete makes money for the school. Because every time a particular sports wins some form of a championship or advances to a certain level in a tournament, they get a kickback to the school.
College is a scam, and
it's a scam. It's corrupt, and honestly, if you want to be honest, for black people, if you ain't gonna give us reparations, then our college bills should be paid.
Facts.
If you're not gonna keep us from paying taxes, then our college bills should be paid. You got to give us something.
I would actually accept that. Because then I would gladly send my kids off to college without any problem. Not because it's free, but because I know that now you're going to go to school. You're not just going to go here because you want to be a painter and they have a good arts program. No, you're going to go. You're going to get a business degree while you're there. You're going to learn money management in regards to it. The other one, you're going to go be a lawyer or something. You're going to go and take full advantage. Something that should cost almost $100,000. You're going to get all that there. Go be an actual doctor. Then you can go to Ghana and rebuild their whole community and get paid, be recognized, get a Nobel Peace Prize, cure COVID-27, something.
All because of a free college education.
You know the funny thing?
Actually, yes.
I too.
Think about it, dog. People from other countries come to America because they can get, as long as they're here for 5 years, they live here tax-free for 5 years. So they will come just to go to college. They do their college in 3 to 4, and then they go back to their country.
Or you get the ones that were okay in their home territory, especially India. India is a big place.
Yeah, they do.
You get the ones that are doing good, you know, in India, and they apply over here and get scholarships because colleges get kickbacks for taking kids from overseas.
Yep.
So they encourage kids from overseas to come. The kids don't pay nothing. So you got a kid from India that comes over here to Harvard. Now you got to take away all the distractions because this kid don't have any.
Right.
He don't know nobody over here. He barely speak the language. He's just over here to learn. That's all he knows.
Right.
So he comes over here to Harvard, and of course he jumps right in both feet and excels because he's not pledging fraternities. He's not going to parties. He's not, you know, chasing girls. All he knows over here is Harvard. So my only entertainment is the books they gave me. My only, you know, focus is getting my education. So he excels, graduates as a doctor. Well, if he continues his education, he gets to stay here as a student.
Yep.
So he graduates, he gets his first degree, then he goes for his master's, then he goes for his doctorate. Now this man is graduating as a doctor from Harvard and decides, I'm going to go work in a hospital. Works in a hospital 5 years. You know what? I'm going to open my own practice. Now this doctor is a millionaire. Hasn't paid one drop in taxes because the first 8 years he was here as a student on a student visa.
Yep.
Damn. That's a nice little finesse.
So now you get to apply for your citizenship, which means you're still not paying any taxes until that shit get approved.
Right.
But you're already a doctor. So you're already at a hospital making $100,000 a year, but you're still not paying any taxes because technically you're not a citizen yet.
Yep.
It takes years for you to get your citizenship. So by the time your citizenship comes in, you probably already opened your own practice. You're damn near a millionaire.
You're rich. So whatever
How do you
taxes
think
they
the
hit you.
Arabs come over here and get all these gas stations?
Yep. And then on top of the trick with them is because they can always shuffle family members after they've exhausted their 5 years of tax free. It's under his son's name. By that point in time, he's been working there the whole time. So he's literally just picking up where the business left off at. Dad gets to retire or go across town to open up another grocery store or a gas station with their sister now.
Damn.
See, America has a lot of loopholes that they didn't account for. Like, I agree with some of Trump's ideologies about, you know, we need stricter immigration laws because they do get a free pass when they come over here.
If they come over here the right way.
I understand this to help them, you know, acclimate themselves into the United States, but
Right.
they are fucking cleaning up.
Yeah.
Can we go to their countries and clean up like this?
For what?
Hey, look,
Hell no.
I'm just trying to get some free shit.
Most of these countries that come over here don't have, it's an upgrade
Well, why we ain't getting no free shit? We live in this shithole.
because we live in this shithole.
That's fucked up.
And that's the whole issue where we talking about reparations. You're allowing anybody and everybody to come through, you know, the gates, go past Lady Liberty and get a chance at life. But those who are already here, whether we came on choice or by force, we don't get the same opportunities.
The problem with reparations, honestly, is
Can you really put a value on it?
when you get the Asian Americans that built the railroads, okay, you can calculate how many Asian Americans, were on those railroads. You can down there put a number on the tribes that you did the bullshit with the Native Americans for, but you cannot fathom or begin to put a number on what black people did in this country.
Big facts. And you still got to figure out how you gonna break that down, because what about mixed kids? How much is they're entitled to? Because they're technically black too, and they technically should still get some. How far back in the generations do you go to be accounted for it in regards to it? So if my great grandmother is still alive, because Teresa's grandmother is still alive, so that makes Lily and Titi's great grandmother. Do we go all the way back to her, or does it stop at Teresa? Like, where do you make the cutoff at? How much do you get?
Giving reparations to black people would bankrupt this country 5 or 6 times over.
They can't afford it. They'd be better off just giving us everything west of the Mississippi and call it a day.
Mm-hmm. But even then, I wouldn't want to live over there.
Yeah, I don't live in Utah. Utah looks so bad.
I'm not going.
Anything west of the Mississippi belongs to us. So you got Texas, Oklahoma,
I'm staying with the crack.
Minnesota, Colorado, California, Arizona.
I know how we act. I'm gonna stick right over here in Minnesota. I mean, Wisconsin.
I'll do Minnesota. I can at least go back and forth. I'm already accustomed to the code.
Yeah. Minnesota is nice.
I heard.
I ain't got no state tax. So shopping is
actually
beautiful.
There's supposed to be a point. It's like one day out the year, the whole country is supposed to be tax free.
Why the fuck I can't find it on days where it's time to buy shoes?
Because you buy shoes too fucking much. Nigga, you better start learning how to use Afterpay. Stop buying shit flat out.
Nah, I can't help it, bro.
I'm gonna tell you now, though, dog. Them Afterpay payments come at the wrong time.
See, that's
and they
why.
tell you the day before, like, oh, your Afterpay bill's due tomorrow. You're like, no,
I get paid weekly, so it's just move a little bit
Right,
here.
that's like
I get lucky.
that Afterpay shit will fuck around, hit on a dry spot on that account. Woo!
See, but that's why my Afterpay is connected to an account. And I just move my little $60 over to that account. That way it don't touch my shit.
Mine's connected to my credit card.
Cause you know what's the worst shit about being an adult? When all that shit hit at like one time.
That was me last
week. So you got to pay like your cell phone bill and your whatever credit card bills, and then all this little subscription shit you subscribe to. It's like, there goes the network, there goes Hulu, there goes Netflix, HBO. Then you find out that you still subscribe to some random OnlyFans. I found out I was subscribed to like 3 OnlyFans.
Bro, I
don't even be watching that shit, but that shit $10. I'm like, why is this
you
shit
gonna
still
learn,
coming?
nigga. You better cut that auto shit off as soon as when I subscribe.
I got XXN to watch. So.
You be trying to support the naked hustle.
First of all, I'm gonna tell you how OnlyFans trick you. Bitches be like, cause when I can't sleep and ain't nobody on Facebook, I go to Twitter, cause Twitter's always moving, and it's always some 3 o'clock in the morning promotional shit for OnlyFans.
Twitter.
She be like,
you can't
$5. I'll be like, then you get intrigued. You're like, let me see what that look like. It's only $5. Then you keep scrolling. There's another bitch, $3. See these titties? So now that's $8 I done spent because I'm here now. Then another bitch catch you for the $3. Like, let me see what that look like. Then that's just the free month. Then you start realizing that when you forget to take it off your card, now it's $10 here, $15. It's like, goddamn, where the fuck is this money coming from?
That's why when you jump on them free, you immediately go to your subscription section and cut them autos off. Well,
I know that now, Tone, but ain't nobody got no interesting content right now.
Because ain't nobody really moving weight like that. They got their 1,400. They good.
Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back selling last one.
Give it to me. Yeah, I'll be.
They got their 1,400
Have
plus,
you guys received
and they
your
tax
stimulus
money.
checks? Not to be counting your pockets.
I ain't get mine yet. Or if I get one at all, Teresa keep thinking we ain't getting one. That's how I know she made too much money last year.
I got mine. I've yet to do anything stupid yet.
Save it for Atlanta.
Start the LLC.
Okay, I take it back. I bought an Xbox today. Take it back.
The Xbox X?
I bought an S.
What's the difference? Oh, that's the step down.
It's the all digital one.
So it's the up, but it's still the all. Okay. Yeah.
Start the LLC and
what the fuck do I need? I'm not trying to say
invest in real estate and what else?
I mean, investing in real estate actually is not a bad idea.
$1,400.
But I'm just saying,
niggas be telling you to invest. Like, bro, it was only 14.
Where am I getting this real estate from $1,400?
Hey, that one chick tweet that keep being recircle is funny. She was like, I'm finna go get an LLC. I'm finna start this business. I'm finna buy some land. And she was naming all type of shit. It was like, that guy for this 1400.
Now she can pull it off, but the problem is
I'm like, that's
you
funny,
getting
'cause you-
REO property, so property that's condemned, broke down, and sold as is. You can buy land, but it ain't usable for nothing.
No, because it's probably where some kind of sewage line busted
Yeah.
and the land is contaminated.
Yeah.
So you can't build on it. You can't. It's just there.
It's just there, or is that?
And then you got to pay taxes on it.
So you know that
got
you know
the
that
land.
you ever go down a neighborhood and it's like a torn down house, and so there's this big empty field in between two dirty ass houses.
Yes.
That's the land that's usually for $1.
That you can't do nothing.
You can't do nothing with.
You could just say, "Hey, I own that spot right there."
Only to pay taxes on it.
Oh, we could put a tent.
And okay.
Fire. It'll be Fire Festival all over again.
Speaking of Fire Festival, Ja Rule has an app.
All right. So
All right, I'm leaving.
I like to thank all of y'all. How long we been here?
Long enough for a shot.
This is about an hour?
It's over an hour.
This nigga said Ja Rule got an app. I don't give him my
This was almost 2 hours. But no, he does. He actually has an app.
An app of what?
It's a streaming app. I downloaded it.
Why?
See what he was talking about.
Tone always got to be
It's free. It's in the beta mode right now.
the beta mode.
Yeah.
Like, who is this app powered by?
My glasses are dirty.
It's called Icon with 2 N's.
Thought you spelled icon with 2 eyes.
No, he spelled at the end. He got 2 N's.
Because he's smart. Well, I'd like to thank y'all for having me as y'all guests. I got to run now.
To me, it's just a broadcasting app.
All right.
It's like Instagram Live. That's what I get out of it.
Well, Ja Rule is a dummy. But again, I'd like to thank everybody for watching this here episode of the Death Fresh Show. Shout out to everybody in YouTube land. And what else do we usually say, Tom? Tell everybody who work here.
Make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. That's Speaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever else you listen to your podcast at. Make sure you watch this video. They drop every Wednesday on the Death Fresh Show. Make sure you follow me at TDR Gaming, as I am now officially a Twitch affiliate streamer. And I will be streaming every Tuesday and Thursdays.
Streaming what?
Nigga, I play games, nigga.
You just gonna stream?
I stream when I play. I interact with my people when they stream with me. I do tutorial videos, a little BTS behind the scenes.
I know what the fuck BTS mean.
The other day somebody said BTS and you was like, you talking about whips and chains? I don't know, Juan. You was high that day.
I'm high right now.
You probably are. Actually, and I'm going to start releasing every Wednesday the videos from the Death Fresh Show.
Yes, that's where they go.
Yeah, so they can check that out there too.
On Wednesday. On
That's
YouTube.
the thing. Because as soon as I get home, I'm going back to play Destiny 2 again.
I feel you. I'm ordering some chicken and go back to playing Madden.
That was Lily and TT last night. They fucked up a whole bucket of chicken by themselves. It's like, you niggas gonna be fat.
Thank y'all.
But with that being said, people, we are fucking out of here. Peace. Jesus loves you, Juan.
All right, Wally.
All right, bro.
I appreciate it.
No problem.